Hello, my name's Chris Summerfield. It's the 23rd of December 2014 and I've just caught up with Mike Howell. Mike Howell's a cross-dresser and he's challenging issues of attitude in Devon and Cornwall in a place that's quite difficult to challenge because of the military mentality down here still. But good luck to him anyway.
Yeah, we're going to be filmed.
Hello,
now.
Michael. How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad.
By the way, Merry Christmas for 2 days' time.
Very Merry Christmas. It's good to meet you again, Chris. Again, I will say that I've just come out of depression again. I've been 4 weeks in depression. I tried to stay in my male gear. And I find it quite difficult because I live on my own and I'm also an artist and a creative entrepreneur. And I really did try hard to come out of this depression, but I was out, but not completely out with the buzz. And then I went to bed one night and I just woke up and I thought, I fancied putting a dress on. And I just went and did it. And boy, oh boy, this is what you now see. So I've been speaking with a counsellor and I always knew this because I said my male side had died. And, I said, and everybody looked at me as if I was strange, but I will emphasise, I'm still a man, what I'm just about to tell you. So don't get any strange feelings, I can assure you. But when people have gone through trauma, it could be a divorce, it could be anything. They could have lost their job, it could be anything like that, but it's got to be major. And my wife, Diana Howell, had to go into a care home. And I will cut a long story short, I began putting on dresses. And I love dresses. And I thought, wow, what with being an artist and putting on dresses is very creative.
Because you do a lot of painting as well, don't you?
Yes,
art classes too.
Yeah, absolutely. I do art classes in the Torpoint Library. Now, actually, I've actually got some vacancies at the moment, and it's free. It's free of charge, and it's 1 till 4, but you can come 2 till 4, 3 till 4, or you can come 1 till past. It doesn't really matter. Art is about you being the artist. I don't change you, and this is at the Torpoint Library every Friday, 1 till 4. And I also happen to be a member of the East Cornwall Society of Artists. And I've been there 30 years now. And I can recommend you to the art gallery in Pope Harold. So you're getting something for nothing and also own your own gallery. How brilliant is that? And this is all happening at the Torpoint Library every Friday, 1 till 4.
So I saw you about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and you said that you weren't going to cross-dress because you felt as though it wasn't you anymore.
Well, yes, Chris, you're absolutely right. Now, this is where the problem arises. This is where I've had a conflict in my mind. I do suffer very, very bad depression because of my wife going into a care home. I thought I wouldn't, but I did. I've had a lot of hurdles in my life, like we all have, to climb over. And within reason, I've climbed over most. But this particular hurdle with my wife, I visit every week, every day. I see the home, and I see my gorgeous wife, and I want to be with her. And for those hours that I'm with her, my depression goes. And as soon as I leave the home and leave her company, I give her a nice kiss, and the depression comes back. As soon as I hit my own home, the depression comes back. And it's been like that for a long time. But every now and again the depression lifts, and I've been in the depression now for about a month. It's only in the last 2 days that I've come out of this depression. And everybody said to me, stay in your male clothes and come out of the depression. I thought, yeah, I will do this time. anyway, I was out of the depression, but I didn't have that buzz, which I've now got. You can see it, hear it in my voice. And a lot of people, I've got lots and lots of friends, and they say, Mike, you're not the same person when you dress male. I said, well, yeah, I am a male, I can assure you of that. Played Western League football, I was a boxer, I was a table tennis player. I still am a table tennis player, rank number 6 in Gorwal, but not rank number 6 now, probably a different rank now.
Are you having to take medication?
Yes. Well, yes, I do have to take medication. I can say I do take an antidepressant. I better not say the name.
You can say the name.
I can say the name.
Yeah.
Well, it's Vanafaxin.
Yeah.
And it's 75 milligrams in the morning and 75 milligrams in the evening. And because of my wife's situation...
How does that make a difference to you?
This is the tricky bit. Now, I've had a look at all the tablets, and that is the only one that seems to do it for me. But you've got to do a lot of work yourself, because the tablet alone does not do it. If I could be absolutely happy and bang, the next day I could be sad, and yet I'm still taking the same tablet, and a couple of days before all that I was totally happy on the tablets.
It sounds to me as though it's almost a placebo then.
Well, Chris, it's very much you say that. It could be classed as a placebo, but I'm not a doctor. But what I will say is, when I don't take it, I definitely go downhill. So when I'm feeling really good, I used to stop it.
Yeah.
And I used to feel quite bad. And then I thought, right, this time I'm going to carry on taking it. But it's very much down to you and your mood, Chris. You've got to do some work as well. You cannot just rely on the tablet. And when my creativity comes back, that is when the depression goes. The depression could go, but if my creativity hasn't come back, then the depression stays. And also, I take a painkiller, codeine, which is for my sciatica. As I say, I'm getting on a bit in age now, and I suffer pains in the shoulders, I suffer pains in the knees, I have sciatica in the back. And while I can continually take the pain, I know I should take the full dose, but I don't. I just take what's adequate for the pain. And all I can say is, you have to do some work yourself. But when you're really depressed, no matter how much you try and get out of it, it's like if it's a cycle the brain has to go through, and then you wake up one day and life is a little bit more cheerful, and slowly you then got to push it yourself and try and get yourself into a reasonable mood. But when you're in that very bad place, which is called clinical depression, no amount of effort that you do can bring you out of it.
So how's the book project doing?
The book project, Chris, is really now starting to move. I'm about to laugh because the counsellor, I didn't actually finish what I said, but the counsellor said I've got a female brain because of a trauma, and I turned to dresses. Well, as you can see, I'm dressed now, quite interested, we'll say. We use the word interested because I'm an artist, and everybody seems to look at me, and because I live on my own, this fires me up creatively. So this is why...
Well, a lot of men secretly cross-dress at home, but they just don't go out in public. We quoted that a long time ago.
Well, Chris, I would like to do a survey on that and do what they call a blind survey. So the men who are cross-dressed...
It's 2 days before Christmas, and there's a film going out on Christmas Day by a comedian of a boy that decides he wants to cross-dress.
Yes, I know the one you mean, by David Williams.
That's the one, yeah.
And it's called Boy in a Dress.
That's right, yeah.
And it is a comedy.
But it's also challenging the issues of transgender and cross-dressing and people just wanting to be who they are again, in a light entertainment sort of way.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, but the trouble is, businesses have their own laws.
Well,
and every business can stop you coming in if they don't like what you're dressed
It
in.
happens in Plymouth more than anywhere else because you're in a military city.
But
With
it
military
is,
mentality.
but that law is wrong. They're
I
abusing
agree.
business law. That there are people out there who are genuine, and what the businesses are afraid of is losing money. Well, in fact, look at it the opposite. There might be more money coming in because they say, you know, oh, that's where he goes to eat, or that's where he goes to drink.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll go there as well, because life is pretty dull at the moment, especially with the weather we got. I brighten the place up. I live in a nice town called Torpoint,
yes.
and I don't want to name them, but there are certain areas in Torpoint which have treated me very badly and unjustly.
Yeah. Well, good luck for the future. What's your plans for 2015?
Plans for 2015 is I'm about to make a film for one of the obscure channels. It could be Channel 4.
That's once they pitch the idea and if it's accepted, really.
Well, yes. I can't really say too much on that at the moment because it's only just come to me.
Yeah.
And also at the Drake, the Drum Theatre at the Theatre Royal, there is a play. There's 10-minute plays, and one is supposed to be based on me. And I don't know how true these things are. I hear all sorts of things, but I have been very successful in what I do. And going back to the book, oh, well, I have written 57 pages.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a book 4, and it's going to be the reasons why people don't like other people being who they are.
Yeah.
And if they don't like them, don't persecute them. They're still a human being.
Yeah.
I don't like chocolate, maybe, but don't mean to say everybody doesn't like chocolate. I just don't eat chocolate. I don't say you can't eat chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm only making that as an example.
Well, you get that around anyway. You know, you go into town on a Saturday and then you get people that are very, very blinkered in the thought processes, telling you that you're a sinner because you've had a good life for a week and you should be regretting, so you need to repent.
Well, Chris, I couldn't agree with you more. But why do people interfere with other people's lives?
Yeah.
They should not do it. There's lots of things I don't like.
Yeah.
I've never persecuted anybody by slagging them off.
Well, as I've said before, you know, the people that shout the loudest are normally the biggest hypocrites anyway.
Chris, you said it in one.
So,
and Chris, it's been lovely talking to you today, and I hope we meet again.
So have a good look. Have a good year anyway in 2015.
Thank you.
Thank you.